This is all new to me. What's going on, everybody? Trying this live video for the first time. If you're watching this, you are probably catching the replay. Want to see how this works? Hey, McGee Films, what's going on, buddy? It's a little different doing a live video. First time doing one. So, wanted to talk a little bit about some news that I got in regards to the truck that I was looking at. And what's up, Adami? What's going on, Dan? James Best, what's going on? What's happening? So yeah, I went to call those people about that truck that I was looking at, and they called me back and they're like, "Well, we want $8,000 down," and I'm like, I don't quite have that right now. So as it stands right now, unless I can get some help from my dad or from something like that, right now I won't be able to get the truck, and I'm gonna have to wait a little bit till I can. What's going on, Snorlord? So yeah, I as it stands now, I'm gonna have to wait. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I don't want to get into something that ends up being worse, making things worse for me. I don't know. Kind of bummed about it, but it's you're not late, Steve. I just kind of got in. Yeah, James, I'm sure that's a lot better money than what you were getting. Big change of pace for you. That's a good thing. I'll be there one day. I'm not worried about it. Just a little bit of a bummer news that, the money that I was going to use to put down for the truck, and all of a sudden they said, hey, we need more money, and I don't quite have enough. So yeah, I know it is, James. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can do now is talk to. I don't want to do the SFI lease, Snorlord. I'm a little leery about that. That's a lot of money, especially for first starting out. I mean, I know other people have done it; they've been successful. The only other option is to try Lone Mountain. I thought about doing that and seeing if that's something I could swing, and I think I could, because they want usually like 4,000 down. Stuff like that, and that's more doable. I could do 4, maybe even 5, but then I would still want a little bit to kind of cover home expenses during that time, because I'm only getting 5 back in taxes. So I was hoping to. Yeah, I know. I have to look into that too, but yeah. Yeah, I know. SFI is no risk. I have to look into the international in-house financing, see what they have to offer. I'm going to look into a couple options yet, but I think one thing I need to do is to build up some money, get some money set aside first, and go back at it once I got a little bit more, in reserve. So, I want to get a little bit of like a safety net kind of built up, and once the safety net's there, then I can start saving up some other money and try to, build it up from there. Dollar Bill, what's going on? Steve Malloy, you're going to need 25 subscribers. So if anybody here is not subscribed to Steve, go ahead and head over there, hit the subscribe button. And Steve, once you got 25, and I have 29 now, once you get 25 subscribers, you'll be able to hit the live button. Once you hit the camera button on the top, it'll give you the option of record or go live. And this is my first live video. I've never done it before, so this is all new and weird to me, but it's cool. So yeah, I was looking at Lone Mountain, and I'm actually going to pull it up here real quick. I don't have something to hold my phone, so I gotta work on that too. What's up, Gary? What's going on? How you been? All right, so I had seen that Lone Mountain had, and actually I kind of liked it. They had a Mac Pinnacle. I don't know anything about them, so if anybody has something bad to say about Mac Pinnacles, please let me know. They had they had a nice white one. They have two of them actually. One of them has under 500,000. The other one's a little bit over, but they want 4,000 down. So that's kind of right where I want to be. Um, so I mean, I was talking about it with my wife, and she's all uneasy about like not having extra money sitting there. Yeah, white is a nice color, especially you could put any color of stickers on it. Then you could put chrome, or you can go with a color blue, red, whatever you want, or even just black. And it would look good on pretty much any color. Even orange. I like orange. Orange is like my favorite color. Not as much orange as like a Schneider truck. The trailers are fine, but I wouldn't want a full orange truck. That's like too much orange for me. Um, Dan YouTube Mexico. Oh, okay. So yeah, they got 4,000 down and 1,375 a month for 39 months. And I was checking them out, and I'm like, they look pretty nice. I'm actually pretty impressed with the way they look. I never looked at the Mac before. The interior is really nice, and it's an automatic. It looks like a really nice truck. So once I get a little money, kind of put aside or saved up, or if we figure out a different situation where maybe my dad can help me out a little bit, that might be something I would look into, and maybe sooner than sooner than I was anticipating. Snorlord, I thought about getting the used trucks, and I actually reached out to somebody, and they want 5,000 down. So that's pretty close to what Lone Mountain wants. So I did look into that. I called about that and asked the guy, and he was saying that they would want 5,000 down, the bank that they would use. I could almost buy it. If I had $5,000 down, I could easily do it. And I considered that because they have a bunch of them over at Carlisle right now, which would probably mean my orientation would be at Carlisle. So that's one thing I thought about doing to guarantee I had orientation at my house, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. They wouldn't do that. Is that not how it works, McGee? I figured if the truck's already there, that's where they would try to keep it, but instead of having to move a truck. Would they put it down in Charlotte? Is that where they would put me then? Or somewhere else maybe? Okay. I've heard of Accelerate, and I think I even looked them up some, Gary. AJ, Tyler, or Chris. Okay. Yeah, I had kind of looked into them. Like one time I think I pulled up Accelerate. So, yeah, it's in Charlotte. Okay. I thought they did ICs over at Carlisle, but I guess they don't. That's a bummer. Well, so they would actually would they make me drive a truck down there if I bought one out of Carlisle, or would they like move it down there themselves and then it would be there ready to go when I get there? Like, how do they do that then? Because I thought about buying one of them. North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Arizona. Okay. Okay, I drive it down. I guess would they sticker it all up and have it all, ready to go for me once I, decide which one I'm getting, or I mean, it may still be an option because I mean, it is only 5,000 down. The other thing that that Truck Mart place wanted to do, she's like, well, if you could come up with 5,000 down, and I'm like, yeah, I probably almost could. And then she's like, and then the other three, there's another company that could finance the $3,000 to make it the 8,000 total, and they would roll that into your payment. I'm like, I mean, yeah, you could, but then my payment goes up like $100 a month, which isn't a lot. It's an extra 25 a week. But then I owe two people technically, and I didn't really like the idea of that. So just the way it fell together like that, I'm like, you know what, maybe the time's not right, or maybe just they're not right. And so I think that's why I'm going to walk away from that. James, they were saying monthly payment would have been like 2,200 a month, which isn't bad, a little over 500 a week, almost 600 a week, 550. So I mean, it's not bad, and I wouldn't mind that. It's doable. Obviously, there's guys doing the lease purchase trucks and they're paying $800 a week and they make it. Um, so I could do it. I just would rather keep it lower. Different places like that. Arrow, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna look around definitely. Yeah, it is. Yeah, McGee, that's ideal, but oh, you mean $1,000 a week? That's total payment though. That's everything rolled in. That's not just your truck payment, right? So truck payment's probably like 700 maybe. Kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, I definitely want to look around though. I want to see what else is out there, and yeah, it's true. That's true, James. Yeah, I want to see what else is out there and see what I can find. Dig up some stuff. Yeah, McGee, that's what I thought. Yeah, first truck at Arrow for 2,000 down, 2,000 a month. Yeah, I'm gonna look into other things first. It's not a set in stone that I'm walking away from it, but I'm walking away from this company. Um, you know, it just it's a little more than I want to put towards it right now because I want to make sure I have money left at home. Um, that way some of the home bills get paid as for the 2 weeks that I'm not going to be making money. Um, so yeah, I just want to make sure the everything's good. I don't know. It's like I know I'm ready to do it, and I'm sure I'll be successful enough at it. Um, it's a big jump, and I want to do it right. I don't want to screw it up and have no money for like a month at the house. I want to have money at the house and stuff like that. So um, let me look up Arrow real quick. Well, come on. My computer froze. Computer froze up. Is it Arrow Truck Sales, I guess? Arrowtruck.com. So yeah, that's all that's going on for now. I'm going to keep looking around and see what I can find. Search a bunch of different options. I was kind of going with that place because they were actually offering a 2-year, 200,000 mile warranty, 10 virgin tires, and they were also paying for PMs, I think, for a year. So it would have been like 2 PMs, one every like 6 months, I think they said, or might have even been more than that. So they were offering quite a bit of stuff with what they included in the price, and I could have negotiated that down. Yeah, James, I pick up truck paper now and then, so I thumb through that. I thumb through that from time to time, and I saw a few things in there that I liked. What's going on, Anthony T? Um, yeah, it's just there's a lot in there. It's hard to narrow down a truck out of the truck paper. Um, so yeah, I'll look at my computer's running slow. I'll look at that later. So yeah, that's one bad news for the day. The other one is the news out of Florida. I don't know how many of you guys paid attention to the news today, but that sucks, man. There was a shooting down in Florida, and multiple casualties. It sounds like um, some knucklehead that I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, down in Florida, Gary, at a high school, and some former student. I think he was like 19 or 20, something like that. Went in, started shooting up the school, injured a bunch of people, and I believe there's more than a dozen dead, from what I've heard. And they apprehended him. I guess he was injured. I don't know if it was a self-inflicted wound or if they shot him and subdued him and then took him to a hospital, and then from there transported him to whatever facility he's going to, I guess. So yeah, that's more bad news for the day. um, 17, yeah, it's it's insane. And over at the OC, they were watching it on the TV there, And a couple of the guys started saying, and I agree with them. It's not a gun problem. It's a people problem. You're not allowed to discipline your kids anymore. So these kids think they can do whatever they want, and then they go and watch freaking video games, and everything on the video game is just fine. They don't have to worry about anything. They can go and shoot people on their video games, and there's no repercussions, usually. Um, I don't agree with that kind of stuff. My kids, obviously, they're young yet, but I'll never let them play those kind of games. They play stuff like Roblox and different stupid things like that, and there's some like questionable things in there I don't even like, and it's a stupid. Roblox is basically like Minecraft, but you can do a little more. Like you can actually run around and do things in there more than Minecraft, I guess. But it's pretty similar. Um, it's just, yeah, that's true, Gary. I got spanked a lot as a kid, and I mean that. Yeah, my parents would be in jail based on today's laws. I'm only 30. I mean, back then that's what you did, and we grew up out in the country. My dad grew up on a farm, so you know he he was raised old school too. So he trained us and raised us the same way, and sort of browsing trucks here too while I'm talking. So, we were raised old school the same way, and I think it did really good for us. Some people were like, oh, you shouldn't do that to your children. You should never hit your child. Well, it's not hitting, it's disciplining. It's a different thing. And if you can't differentiate that, then maybe you shouldn't discipline your child. I think that's where this whole thing came from, is people didn't know the difference, and so it became more abuse than discipline. And that's a line you can't cross. Um, and I try to walk that fine line, and sometimes my temper gets the best of me when with my kids, and I know I have to step back and you know step away from it, so I don't discipline in anger. um, you know you had to find your own switch. We had a wooden paddle, um, and it actually had a saying on it. It said, pa's boss, as everyone knows, but what ma says always goes. I still remember that thing. Um, no fun. No fun. And then when that finally broke, Dad just found a piece of firewood that kind of was the same shape, and he used that. And, if I didn't do my homework, I would get a spanking for that. If I got like a detention in school, my dad was the principal. So I got in trouble at school because my dad was the principal. And then I went home and got a spanking. So I got in trouble again. Um, if I didn't eat my dinner, and I sat there for, more than like way past dinner time because I still wouldn't eat, same thing. I would usually get a spanking. And I don't think it was excessive looking back. I hated it at the time, obviously, but, looking back, I would say it was good for me. Um, and I'm happy. Oh, a willow tree? Yeah, I bet that would hurt. Makes it harder. I never spanked my son, but try to explain right and wrong. He has actually stayed out of trouble so far. Yeah, 16. So yeah, um, and some, obviously every kid is different. Some kids are just better at staying out of trouble than other kids, and so that plays a factor too. It's just kind of personality plays into some of that too. But I mean, ultimately, discipline is like the ultimate. If there's no discipline, then the child is going to be completely unruly or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I saw that on the news today, and I couldn't believe that. It just keeps happening, and the other thing, and not to get political with anybody, but obviously one political party immediately came out and said, we need gun control. It's about gun control. We need to put the laws in place. Well, there's already laws in place that say you can't kill people. That's already illegal. I mean, he probably didn't legally possess the gun. I don't really know. He was only 19, I guess. So that was probably illegal. He probably had that illegally. And I'm sure it'll all come out in the news in the next couple of days, and they'll figure it out. But I think they just need to bring back tougher punishment, maybe some capital punishment once in a while. Do it the old school way, kill them at high noon, let everybody see it happen so that the next person hopefully thinks about it. And we got to stop talking about it on the news so freaking much. we're glamorizing these people, and then the people that want to do the same thing but don't have the balls to do it, they look at these guys like it's their idol, and yeah, can't have a gun at 19. Have to be 21. I thought that's the case. That's what I say, Daniel Adami. Give him the death penalty. They glamorize these people on the news. They become superstars. I heard a news report today. They're like, oh, it was reminiscent of O.J. Simpson. Well, yeah, now the guy's a superstar because all of his buddies see, oh, they said he was like O.J. I mean, that's incredible. Well, I think he's a jackass, but, I think differently than those guys do, I guess. So, anyhow, yeah, I just wanted to come on quick. I don't want to do too long of a video. I don't have enough wind like James does. But a little quick video of kind of an update on the truck situation. And, I'm still going to have to keep looking. But for now, kind of rebooting and starting over. Thought I had something and, don't have that anymore. So, yeah, you blame parents who have guns that don't keep them locked away. That is part of it. I don't smoke cigars. The only thing I've ever smoked in my life is an e-cigarette. I do have one upstairs. It's not even charged. I would have to charge it again. It's been so long. But it was more for the flavor, and I smoked it like a cigar. I didn't really inhale it at all. I just sort of, puffed on it a little bit, more for the aroma. It smelled pretty good. I got like a vanilla flavor and some other berry something flavor, and it smelled good, so I bought it. It was free. I bought cartridges the one time, but yeah, I smelled some cigars before, and some of them are pretty stinky. I can't get past the smell on some of them. But yeah, I'm not really a smoker. I've tried smoking and I've inhaled and nearly died, nearly hacked up a lung. I couldn't do it. That's not for me. I remember before I was 21, can't smell it when you're smoking it. Well, if you're inhaling it, maybe. The e-cigarette I have, you can smell that pretty good, and it's pretty sweet. So, yeah, I remember going to a strip club once with some buddies of mine, and they were used to be you were allowed to smoke in there back when smoking inside buildings was legal, and the one guy just handed me a cigarette. He's like, "Here, you need to smoke this." I'm like, "Dude, I don't even smoke." He's like, "I don't care. You're gonna smoke it." I'm like, "All right, whatever. I'll do it, whatever, just to make you happy." He handed me like 3 cigarettes that night, and I was dying, man. I was coughing. My lungs were burning. I'm like, I don't even smoke. Like half of it burned just on its own, just from burning. So yeah, I'm not a smoker. Also, not as long-winded. So, but anyhow, yeah, I'm getting ready to go to bed. Anyhow, I got to get up early. I got to be at the truck at 5 o'clock. I can log in at 5:02 because I went off duty at 7:02, and so that's what I need to do to get to my destination by 8:30. So, yeah, thanks, McGee. I'll find something. I'll probably have to wait a little bit. Just don't smoke cigars from Jeffrey. Yeah, no, I saw him during that live feed. I was watching that. Yeah. What was in that? What was in that cigar, James? Do you know? Did you figure that out yet? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Looking for trucks, and there's so many trucks out there. So I mean, it's not like I have to settle, for a certain deal or anything, and that's why I'm going to walk away from it. It just doesn't seem like the right deal right now. And so for that reason, I'm going to step away from the deal, and I'm going to find something that just suits me a little bit better. There's lots of trucks out there. So yeah, thanks, Steve. Yep. Yeah, I'll find one, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I'll do some lives here and there, probably, sort of updating you of the journey along the way. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here, and I'm gonna get ready for bed. So, you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming in, and I'll catch you guys another time. See you.